Is $10 a good investment to make your car's AC blow like new? How about $0? Many people think they need an expensive repair whenever the AC stops cooling like before. Not true. That's just another scam cooked up by shady auto professionals. In this video, I'll bust myths and share 10 hidden secrets that will turn your car from a sauna into an icebox. At the end, I'll reveal 2 things you should never do to your car's AC system or risk facing a $2,000 repair. Let's dive right in. Tip number 10. Remove dirt from the condenser. Like a typical air conditioner, your car's AC works by turning hot air into cold air. The condenser is critical to that process. It removes hot air from the refrigerant so that your car stays cool. If your condenser isn't doing its job, it might be damaged. However, more than likely, it's just dirty. Because it is situated at the front of the car, in front of the fans, a lot of debris and bugs get sucked into it. When this happens, the heat from the condenser causes the bugs to melt on it. This prevents the condenser from properly dissipating heat. Not only will this prevent your car from being cool, but it could also force the compressor to work overtime. If your compressor gives out, you're looking at an average repair bill of $1,200. To prevent this, you'll need a pressure hose and a brush. Let the car cool off for a few minutes before you clean it. You don't want your skin touching that hot metal. At medium pressure, blast off as much dirt as you can. Then use the brush to get rid of any bugs or stubborn bits. Once you're done, leave the condenser to dry off completely before you drive it again. Your AC will be noticeably cooler after this, but there's still some more cleaning to be done. Tip number 9. Clean the AC inlet. Here's a tip that will not only boost your cooling capacity, but also ensure you're not inhaling anything toxic. The AC inlet at the bottom of the windshield is where air comes in to cool your car. Or at least some of the time anyway, but we'll get to that later. If you often park under trees or go off-roading, leaves and other debris can get stuck in the holes. Unless you clean this often, this dirt will attract moisture. And guess what happens in damp, dark places? That's right. So, if your AC hasn't been blowing properly and the smell has been terrible, this should be the first place you look. How you clean it will depend on whether there's a musty smell inside the car. If your cabin air quality is great, then all you need to do is brush away any visible debris. If you have a mold situation, here's what you need to do. First, turn on your AC fan to the lowest level and roll your windows down. Next, spray some Lysol or any other AC disinfectant into the inlet, which leads directly to the plenum. The fan will pull the disinfectant out of the vents and get rid of any bacterial growth. For this process to work, you should remove your cabin filter first. We'll talk more about that in tip 5. With your routine cleaning done, it's time to work some magic inside the car. Tip number 8. Let the hot air out. One popular myth that might be costing you hundreds of dollars is pre-cooling. It's a hot day, so you turn on the car AC for about 10 to 15 minutes before you drive so that it gets cold. While this does work, it's not very efficient. It puts unnecessary strain on your compressor, and your fuel consumption goes up. The AC uses roughly half a gallon of fuel for every hour it idles. The better option is to get into your car, switch on the AC to the lowest setting, and roll all the windows down. Leave the windows down for about 15 seconds, which is how long it takes for the AC to kick in. Next, crank the fan speed up to the highest. Once the car begins to cool, roll up the front windows quickly. Raise the rear windows up, but leave a bit of space. After another 15 seconds, you can then close them completely. Once the carbon is cool, it's time for a secret tip so good it'll change your driving habits forever. Tip number 7. Use the recirculation button. This is one of the most misunderstood and misused parts of your car's HVAC system. According to Mazda, some people mistake it for the undo or U-turn button. But this button is a lifesaver during summer. ACs work by pulling in hot air from outside. But when the weather is scorching, the AC can't always cool it down fast enough. That's where the recirculation button comes in. It recirculates the already cooled air in the car, hence the name. The main benefit is that it cools your car down quicker. However, it also does a great job of keeping musky smells out. For example, if you're parked in traffic, this button will prevent nasty fumes from getting into your car. Another advantage of the button is that it can reduce your fuel consumption. Some sources estimate you burn 10% less fuel because the HVAC doesn't work as hard. It also puts less strain on the motor, prolonging your battery life. The only problem with this feature is that the back of your car won't be as cool. So, if you have passengers, leave the button off and do the next thing instead. Tip number 6, replace the cabin air filter. Here's another great tip with multiple money-saving benefits. The cabin air filter is responsible for keeping pollutants out of your car. This includes dust, pollen, smog, and even foul odors. The cabin air filter also catches leaf particles and small pebbles. As a result, it gets dirty fairly quickly. When that happens, the AC has to work much harder to cool. Not only that, but it can also become a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. Cabin air filters are meant to be replaced every 12,000 to 15,000 miles. However, you don't have to pay a mechanic $50 to do it for you. It's easy to DIY, and it takes less than 5 minutes. If you drive a modern car, you'll find the cabin air filter behind the glove box. There are loads of videos that will show you how, or you can check your manual. If spending $20 a year can make your car feel much colder, it is absolutely worth it. And if you like this tip, you'll love the next one. Tip number 5, park in the shade or use windshield sunshades. Did you know that your car's internal temperature gets much hotter than the temperature outside? When it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit, your car can reach as high as 118 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's just within 40 minutes of parking directly under the sun. So, when it's time to cool your car, your AC will work twice as hard. This means more strain on your compressor, more strain on the battery, and more fuel consumed. On hot days, you can use up to 20% more fuel running your AC than on mild days. One simple trick is to park in the shade. After an hour in the sun, your car's temperature will be at 100 degrees Fahrenheit. However, if you use a windshield sunshade, the car's temperature can be reduced by as much as 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Combine this with parking in the shade, and your AC system will thank you. You can get one from Walmart for as little as $8. So what's stopping you? While you're at it, you might need to pick up the next thing too. Tip number 4. Refill your refrigerant. Did you know that car refrigerant or Freon doesn't expire and can last forever? This means that in a closed system, you never have to top up the refrigerant. Unfortunately, a perfectly sealed system is nearly impossible. Eventually, the Freon will begin to leak. If it's not too bad, all you need to do is top up the refrigerant. You can get a top-up can for under $10. If you go to a mechanic to put some refrigerant in, they'll try to upsell you on a condenser repair or some other scam. Even without it, an AC recharge can cost as much as $300. Instead, buy a recharge kit for $40 and do it yourself. It is a straightforward process, and you definitely don't need to pay a pro. Just make sure you buy R134A instead of R1234YF. Sure, it's slightly better for the environment, but it costs 20 times more. Plus, the old stuff is still great and doesn't hurt the ozone layer. At the end, I'll reveal a common mistake that might be causing your refrigerant to leak quickly. Tip number 3, check your coolant. In a weird twist of fate, coolant doesn't make your car cool. However, the lack of coolant prevents the AC from working. That's because many car computers shut off the AC compressor when the engine is overheating. And of course, this happens when you run low on coolant. If it doesn't shut off the compressor, your AC will begin to blow hot air. So if you haven't checked your coolant level in a while, now's the time to do so. By the way, if you're checking your coolant, there's a lot more you should know to avoid a $7,000 engine failure. We made a separate video that covers everything about your car's cooling system, coolant types, radiator flushes, thermostat issues, and more. Tap the card on your screen or check the link in the description to make your cooling system last forever. Tip number 2, make sure the fans are working. While your hood is still up, it's time to check to see if your cooling fans are working. Just behind the grill of your car is the condenser. Behind that is the radiator, and then the cooling fans, or radiator fans. Now, remember what we said earlier in the video about the job of the condenser? The cooling fan blows air on the condenser, which helps it expel heat from the refrigerant. When the fan is bad, the condenser won't work properly, and your AC stops working. Most cars have 2 fans. If just one is working, your AC will still function, but not for long. Fortunately, checking the fans is easy. Switch your car on and put the AC on full blast. After about 5 minutes, both fans should be spinning. If you need to change your fans, don't buy OEM and don't buy from a dealer. You could pay $300 to $500 for something you can get for under $100. If both fans are working great, there's just one more thing you need to inspect before I share my bonus tips. Tip number 1, check your fan belt. If you drive a high mileage car, this tip alone can save you up to $2,000 in AC repairs. That's because the fan belt connects the compressor to the engine. If your fan belt starts slipping, the compressor won't rotate at the right speed. This will not only prevent it from helping your car keep cool, but it could also overheat and fail. To prevent this costly repair, inspect your fan belt or serpentine belt on occasion. Look for cracks on the surface of the belt. If the belt appears slack, is slipping, or is squealing, it's time for a new one. A new fan belt costs under $65, which is nothing compared to a new compressor. Now that you know how to turn your car into an igloo, it's time to reveal 2 things you should never do to your AC system. Costly mistake number 1, switching off your AC for weeks. I get it. With fuel prices as they are, you need to save as much money as possible, and the AC is an easy way to do so. That's why many drivers roll their windows down, even when it's scorching. However, while this will save you a few dollars every week, it could lead to costly repairs. For starters, not using the AC will cause seals to dry and leak, but what's worse is that the compressor could begin to corrode because the metal parts inside are idle. So, whether it's summer or winter, use your AC for at least a few minutes every week. Costly mistake number 2, stop pointing the vents directly at you. If you want to maximize your AC, don't point the blowers directly at you. While it will cool your face quicker, it takes longer to circulate around the car, which wastes fuel. In addition, the cold air will dry your skin and your throat, which isn't great. For optimal performance, point the side vents towards the windows and the central vents towards the roof. By following these tips, your car will be cooler, use less fuel, and you'll prevent costly repairs. Your cabin air quality will also be much better, which will prevent bacteria growth and your passengers from getting sick. If you enjoyed this video, there's plenty more where that came from. Hit the like and subscribe button for more great content. And if you want more AC tips, check out our next video. Doing this will make your car's cooling system last forever.